the National Football League, and NASCAR. This is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Welcome to the Chevy MLB pregame show on Fox. Chevy, an American revolution.
Fox Sports welcomes you to Southern California. The sun is out, it is warm, and we are ready for Game 3. Both teams trying to catch a wave and pick up some offense after the controversy of Game 2. Baseball tonight. The time has now come for game number 3.
Seen it all, and I never will. That's the beauty of baseball. Even if it sometimes stinks. The words of Darren Erstad.
Hey, you know, we can't forget about the White Sox executed after this. Joe Crede got the double off the wall, a stolen base by pinch runner Pablo Osuna. The Angels, let that happen. Josh Paul didn't get the ball out of his glove. A lot of things happened after that. Sure, it was a bad play for the Angels, a mistake made really by Doug Eddings, no question about that. But let's move forward. Got a little edge to this series, though, now.
Well, we had to show the play just in case the kids didn't see it.
In case somebody missed it last 48 hours.
Yeah, we've always known there is a difference between traveling to Anaheim down 0-2 or tied, and now we know there's a difference between strike 3 and you're out. But I guess we are moving past this, yes?
We have to move past it. This is the sharp defining moment. It was what happened the other night. It obviously was a tough play, and Mike Socha was right in his argument of this, no question in my mind. But really, Josh Paul knows this now. I guarantee you tonight, you know what you're going to see, Jeannie? On a strike down the middle, strike 3, you're going to see catchers tagging everybody. There might be a brawl tonight. Who knows? Because of this
stuff. You calling for one?
But no, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not. But really, I think everybody's going to learn something from this. The umpires learn something from this. There's going to be different mechanics as far as that concerned. I guarantee any catcher on a close play is going to be making a tag. A.J. Pierzynski, you got to give it up for him. He was heads up in that situation because, as he said the other day and last night on our show, it happened to him in the past. Let's move forward.
I think you're giving props. I think I just heard you give props.
A.J., he's a movie star now.
Chicago paper decided to take a straw poll. 16 members of the White Sox were asked, should baseball consider instant replay? 13 of them said no. What'd you think they'd say? We want to know what you think. Log on to foxsports.com. Now, according to Ken Rosenthal, even after Wednesday night's debacle, there isn't even a ripple of possibility that it will happen. But tell us what you think.
Absolutely not. I like the human error involvement in here. Obviously there's mistakes made by umpires, mistakes made by players, but that's the ambiance of the game. And besides that, you think I want to miss Lou Piniella going out arguing with an umpire when he gets back to managing again?
He's giving us some
I love that.
Our best stuff.
It's part of the game.
Absolutely. All right, going back to the tape, may work for Vladimir Guerrero. That's what he did once the Yankees headed home for the winter. Sure, he's gone hitless in 8 LCS at-bats, seen only 17 pitches, but hitting coach Mickey Hatcher says he's starting to see that look in Vladdy's eyes.
Well, as long as he looks at the baseball, it doesn't matter where it is. Vladdy's going to hack at it, and I'll tell you what, he can hit the low ball, he can hit the high ball, he can hit the ball about 6 inches off the outside corner. He's a hacker and a slasher. I mean, the key is guys hitting behind him because they're going to expand the zone, and they have been doing this on Vladdy Guerrero. And Jeannie, don't try running on him. Look at this arm. About 410 feet in Yankee Stadium. I saw Rudy Clemente do that years ago. Well, how about the sleeping giant for the Chicago White Sox? They're a big power slugger. Paul Konerko, 40 home runs, 100 RBIs this year, hitting in the middle of that lineup. So it's always the guys hitting around these guys that you have to concern yourself about. But you know what? I got a good feeling about both these guys tonight that they're going to come up big.
Any concerns at all for Vladdy because he's swinging at too many pitches, expanding that strike zone, and now that left shoulder's acting up? I guess he was icing it the other day.
Absolutely not. Vladdy Guerrero's going to see it and hit it, and if he gets a pitch anywhere he can reach, he's capable of hitting out any part of the ballpark. Don't worry about Vladdy Guerrero.
All right, who else should we not worry about tonight?
Well, I think for the Angels, the key obviously is guys hitting behind Vladdy because really they don't want to pitch to Vladdy. They don't want him to beat him. He would have home run the other day in Chicago if the wind didn't knock it down in the weather. So it's Garrett Anderson, it's guys like that, Benji Molina, the key guys. I think the real key for the Angels, Sean Figgins got to start getting on base, working the count a little bit, especially tonight against John Garland, who hasn't pitched in 13 days. And for the Chicago White Sox, I think it's Aaron Rowan from Pasadena. He's hit John Lackey pretty well, and so has Carl Everett. Those two guys hit 500 combined against Lackey.
Regardless of what happens tonight, they will live to see another game tomorrow. But first things first on a Saturday, we got a double dip. NLCS Championship and then the ALCS. Game 4, White Sox Angels. The fun all begins at 1 o'clock.
We'll be here.
Yes, we will be here for you. Mike Scioscia, by the way, didn't get the reversal that Ken Maka did. In case you didn't hear, the Oakland A's rehired him as their manager today, just more than a week after they said thanks but no thanks. On second thought, he gets that 3-year deal. So it all comes around. Some things are reversed.
Goes around, comes around.
Some things can be
the guy
reversed.
did a great job there, Jeannie. He deserves to be there. And the guys they were interviewing, no disrespect, they were interviewing his coaches. You had the guy right there. It's the right move to bring him back.
All right, coming up in the postseason, key plays have a way of taking on a life of their own. So now that we've witnessed history, what can these two possibly do for an encore? We'll go live to SoCal to see what's brewing and if they let AJ into the building.
Halloween isn't over until the Simpsons say it is. No! It's the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, all new Sunday, November 6th, only on Fox. You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV.
Oh, that's a keeper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Screensaver.
Wait, you gotta see this one. Look. Oh, look at him standing on his hind legs, ready to pounce. Who knew woodchucks would attack like that? It's like a brown furry missile coming right at you.
Tell better stories. Your 270 horsepower, 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder.
Woodchuck.
Hannah, you want to help me? Add the sugar. And we go. Oh, good girl. Let's get some more icing here.
Yeah.
Go all the way to the edge, okay?
So good.
That's a girl.
They're here. They're home.
To celebrate all of life's sweet moments.
Oh, sweetie.
Use what Mother Nature uses. Pure, all-natural sugar.
I baked you a cake.
Sweet by nature.
Oh, give me a kiss, sweetie.
Know what makes Chrysler 300 the most award-winning new car in history? Just pick up any one of these magazines and read about its precision handling, 5-star crash test rating, and fuel-efficient Hemi V8 engine. Or you could experience the thrill of driving Chrysler 300 for yourself and see what it takes to be the most award-winning new car ever. Now get a $500 cash allowance that gets you a Chrysler 300 for under $24,000.
We've got the full Sox Angels wrap with analysis from Jack McDowell right after the game.
Fox Friday. Get your thrill on.
He's stalking his next human sacrifice.
The executive producer of CSI is taking on San Francisco's most bizarre cases.
We got identical twins.
What?
With identical murders.
When you're solving the country's most deviant crimes,
What is that?
you gotta trust your instincts. Killer Instinct.
That's deviant.
Returns with all new episodes 1 week from tonight on Fox. Viewer discretion advised. On Fox NFL Sunday, find out how Bill Parcells revived Drew Bledsoe's career. Then, the resurgent Cowboys battle the first-place Giants. Fox NFL Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, this week in HD.
Welcome back to the Chevy MLB pregame show on Fox. Chevy, an American revolution. Remember this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think most people do. He had the winning hit Wednesday night in Chicago. And that Burley guy did pretty good, too. Chances are this Joe wears shoes. I say that because the guy who used this bat didn't. Shoeless Joe Jackson could have taken his final Major League swings with this bat during the infamous 1919 World Series, of course, the Black Sox scandal.
Old Hickory, 356 lifetime batting average.
Be careful, my friend.
I know. It's 34-inch for sure, and I'm going to say about 34 ounces. That's what I feel like taking it right now. Well, of course, I can't play anywhere. But you know what? 1908, his friend made this bat, Old Hickory, out of hickory wood, the hardest wood for any bat ever made. And it was unseasoned, so it's warped. If you can see, this thing is warped, but it never cracked. Hard wood. I mean, players today wish they had a bat like this.
Yeah, warped, I guess, like the scandal. Of course, the Black Sox scandal alleged 8 players throwing the series. The bat, by the way, on the auction block, December 10th at Sotheby's. And I just thought I'd throw it out here, but we had Babe's bat on last year and the Sox. went on to win it all.
Oh,
We got
karma
Shoeless,
right there.
I don't know, just throwing it out there.
Shoeless Joe was a .356 lifetime batting average, third all time. It's unfortunate what happened, but it is what it is.
All right, and this is what it is. In the past 10 seasons, the Angels have feasted on one team in particular at home. You guessed it, the White Sox. Chris Myers is in Anaheim with one SoCal resident who'd like to change that.
Jeannie, it feels more like summer than October baseball here in Anaheim, but not far away. You can hear the chants of "It's a Small World After All." John Garland starting for the White Sox tonight, of course, from Southern California. Also, Aaron Rowan, center fielder for Chicago, grew up 20 minutes from here, an Angels fan. You must have some special feelings coming back to the ballpark.
Yeah, just coming in this place every time I come back. You know, you get just excitement, go walking through the concourse, walking on the field. I always come in the exit in the left field so I can walk across the field on my way into the ballpark every day. It's great to play at a place that you grew up coming to.
And an important game, obviously, off of the dramatic ending of Game 2. Can that carry the White Sox forward? Can you build off that?
Yeah, you know, just trying to gain some momentum against this team. I mean, they got a good group of guys over there, and they're a tough ball club. They have been all year. We played tough against them, close ball games all season. So we're going to try to take some momentum from that last game and try to carry it into tonight.
Okay, thanks, Aaron. Tonight, of course, it'll be John Lackey, who in his last 5 starts 3-0 against the White Sox. Let's go back to Jeannie.
So we got the kid from Texas going for the hometown boys in SoCal, and the SoCal guy going for the Chicago guys.
A couple of guys from same high school in different years, of course. Class of 1990, Garrett Anderson, John Garland.
Oh, John, we're so sorry.
Looking very presidential at Kennedy High School.
Hey, not exactly what I was thinking.
Get it, Jeannie?
Yes, I get it. I get it. We're so sorry. Kevin Kennedy's high school photo coming up tomorrow night. Still ahead, we are off to see the Wizard of Oz, or would that be the future mayor of Chicago? Ian's thinking retirement if they win it all. If they do, I'm thinking he could run the city.
Expect the unexpected. You can't get ready for this, you don't belong here. It's time for Game 3.
Men love trucks. Chevy trucks. Why? Because when the pavement ends, so do the excuses. Enter the 2006 Silverado Z71 with off-road tuned suspension, and unlike Ford or Dodge, an automatic rear locker that lets you grip and go where others might think twice. Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Long live the truck.
You're grilling for us?
Well,
steak.
Hey, Brian. We smelled the grill. Yeah.
Introducing Taco Bell's new Steak or Chicken Nachos Bel Grande. Grilled authentic carne asada steak or marinated all white meat chicken give Nachos Bel Grande that great flavor of the grill.
This is nice.
For grilled taste that really draws a crowd, think outside the bun.
This is Paul. He's been a quarryman, beetle, wing, poet, father, frontman, producer, business mogul, painter, and if that weren't enough, a knight. The key is never stop doing what you love. Call us today. We'll help you plan for the next part of your life. Fidelity Investments. Smart move.
Pregame show is sponsored by Taco Bell, think outside the bun, and by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. The American Revolution. In the debate after Game 2, the fact the Angels didn't get it done. The words of Mike Scioscia, and that's why Ozzie says he respects the Angels skipper so much. He speaks the truth So while we're being honest here, an anonymous source in the Angels clubhouse after the loss said Socha was madder than, quote, I've ever seen him. He just didn't let his team see it, or the rest of the free world.
A lot of focus on that play. And yeah, it's tough. It was at the end. It was tough. We were out of the inning. But the bottom line is we didn't play well enough to absorb something like that, and we have to play at a higher level.
Well, I always try to learn from the best. And I think Mike Socha do the right thing because Mike never unrespect the umpires. Because somebody else can go and say, well, we lose the games because the umpire. He went out and said, we don't win because the players not play the way they should be playing. That means that is telling you players, shut up and play the game, and we see. That's the way I do it.
Mike has every right to be mad. There's no question about it. I think he handled it with class and dignity like he always does. But he also realizes that was game 2, and the White Sox went out offensively and beat him. Joe Creedy with the double off the wall. Mark Burley pitched 9 great innings, and nobody really talked about that much, and we should give credit to that, too. Mike Socha's ball club will be ready. They'll move past. Listen, it was a game 2. Not a game 7, and the umpires made a mistake, but we all move forward right now.
All right, the world, according to Ozzy, I feel like I'm in therapy. After game 2, it's better to be lucky than good. That's what he said. But what if you're both? That is life in the White Sox nation this season. Ozzy, reality TV at its finest.
I know I'm going to manage it one day. I don't want to be cocky, but I know one day in my life I'm going to have a chance to manage it in baseball. But I never thought it was going to be this quick. And I never thought it was going to be the White Sox to give me the first shot. And it's a good thing about it because I got one interview and I got the job. I played this game for a long time. I talk to everyone. So how you like to play for the guy? Don't even think about it. This guy's all but I think my biggest satisfaction was when I hear from another player say, hey, man, I love to play for you because all you players like you. And that's the best thing you can do. That's second best thing behind, besides the ring. Jeff Torbo, well, Jeff is my dad. He teach me how to treat people. He teach me how to be loyal to people. He teach me to how love the players. And I think it's one of the guys I admire the most in baseball. But because the general, the man we respect, the man we Mr. Bobby Cox, how you doing? I think he'll never be second guessed by anybody because he earned it. I had so much respect for him, and thank God I had the opportunity to play with Atlanta Braves and have a chance to be around him. Jack McKeown, I think Jack is just one of the guys stay away from him. He's old school, man. I love it. I love that. I love that because players need that. Players now, they see me. I don't have any white hair yet, only here a couple of games. And you always have to bring some old school because the players do whatever they want to do now because they make a lot of money. The front office can do with you whatever they want because they think because they hire you, they can do anything to you. It's one thing I was telling my kids this morning. I say, it's nothing bigger in my career to manage it. I guess the first guy give me a chance to play in the big league. And one of the best managers in the game, one of the smarter people in the game, and they'd be nice, nothing better. And be on the line with the national anthem first game in the World Series, and I'm shaking his hands.
Most of us that have managed in the big leagues will tell you that we take a little bit from everybody we've played for, no matter what level. I'm sure Ozzie Guillen does some of that, but in reality, this looks like Ozzie Guillen's team. He manages the same way he played. A lot of inspiration, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of heart. He'll get right in your face if he needs to. That's what he did as a player. That's what he's doing right as a manager. And this is Ozzie Guillen's team, no doubt.
Yeah, really came out of his shell.
Yeah.
Long enough to say that his starter tonight needs a roadmap to find the mound.
Hey, well, John Garland said that, too. Why? Because he hasn't pitched in 13 days, and really his outpitch, he's a sinker ball pitcher, and anybody will tell you for a sinker ball pitcher, you don't want to be too strong. So I'd look early in the game for the Angels to be patient, make sure this guy throws strikes and gets the ball down. I mean, he could be up in the zone, and who knows, Vladdy Guerrero may knock one out of the ballpark tonight.
Mr. Clutch for the Angels.
Unbelievable, John Lackey, how he's really come into his own with a great fastball, but it's the curveball that he just puts hitters away with. 12-6. Right off the clock right there, bottom falling out. This guy has definitely become an ace, and he's been there before. He's been through it. He pitched a Game 7 in 2002. Now he's a much better pitcher. When he gets in trouble, Jeannie, he doesn't panic. He doesn't turn a one-run inning into a four-run inning, and that's why I say John Lackey these days is an ace. Is it a must-win situation? Sure, you like to win. I consider Game 2 more of a must-win for the White Sox coming in here even at 1-1. All
right, before we check out, just a reminder, double dip tomorrow, Saturday, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on Fox. Time to get you out to this ball game, though. First things first. Up next, the Chevy pregame show goes live to SoCal for Game 3 of the ALCS, coming up on Fox.
Here's to you. Here's to you. Here's to you and your game. Take my view at the end of the bar. Happiness is not very far. Here comes the doctor with my medicine, but it ain't no cure for you. My friend Martina sits in front of me. The mix is so clear, it's easy to see. A lot of pain goes down. Gin in the booth, but it ain't no cure for you. So here's to you. Cheers to you. Here's to you and your game.
This government's FCC is trying to take all the violence, all the sex, and all the nudity away from television.
Hi, Dad.
Go to your room.
Okay.
Well, I say it's wrong. These things are part of the fabric of Fox Sunday.
November 6th, all new episodes return that are wilder than ever.
To get me, you'll have to go through your Fox.
Oh, those were my good pants.
I can see you like costumes with sequins. If you quit the play, I'll take you to a strip club.
All new adventures.
I hope you saved room for with caramel sauce.
All new life or death encounters.
We gotta get this guy to surgery stat. You guys are gonna get sued.
And the all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Fox Sunday, never afraid to be freaking sweet.
All new episodes start Sunday, November 6th with King of the Hill at 7:30, 6:30 Central on Fox. Sometimes reality television
Whatever it is you give me, I give it up to God. I'm a God warrior.
gets too real.
I'll plant that seed and I will see the harvest. Get out of my house.
The most compelling footage
Gargoyles, psychics,
ever caught on tape.
and I don't want someone hating, doing anything with my family.
Trading Spouses Meet Your New Mommy returns with the mother of all meltdowns. Wednesday, November 2nd on Fox.
She's a world-renowned expert who sees someone's life just by looking at their bones.
Compound fractures of the trapezium.
I need subtitles walking in here.
Now the FBI needs her.
We have to exhume our victim's body.
They just can't control her.
She can't have a gun. No gun, absolutely not.
Based on the real-life story of forensic anthropologist Kathy Reichs.
A bedpan?
The new hit Bones returns Tuesday, November 1st on Fox.
Welcome to Southern California, where it is hot. Temperature in the 90s today. The fans are filing in, getting ready for game number 3 of this series. It is the ALCS. The series tied at a game apiece, and it's the Chicago White Sox taking on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, Tim McCarver, and Lou Piniella in just a second. Well, what happened in game 2? Not much, just a big controversial call in the 9th inning. A victory for Chicago. They even the series, and Tim McCarver, that leads me to my question. Does that give the White Sox any momentum at all heading across the country and playing in game 3 tonight?
I don't think it gives the White Sox any momentum. I don't think it's going to harm the Angels for 2 reasons. Mike Scioscia having that press conference in very classy fashion after the game in game 2. And also they had their best pitcher going for them tonight in John Lackey. He is a horse.
And he has been very good in the second half of the season. And American League All-Star John Garland is going for the White Sox. And that leads me to you, sir. Why have we seen no runs in this ALCS to this point?
Well, it's simple, Joe. Both leadoff men have not gotten on base. They've scored 1 run between them in 2 ball games. Also, the middle part of the lineups haven't hit. Guerrero and Konerko are 1 for 16 collectively. But I think that's going to change. The reason, you mentioned it, the weather. When it's warm here in Anaheim, the ball flies, and the advantage really swings to the hitters.
You heard it right there. Piniella, lots of runs tonight. You heard it from me. 1917, last time the White Sox won it all. They've had some breaks go against them, but maybe times are changing. ALDS game 2, the Graffinino error, the Iguchi home run and the win. And then game 2, 2 nights ago, the call at the plate, a victory for the White Sox. The series is even at 1. Game 3 is yours next on Fox.
with so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal television? From Sharp.
The official bank of Little League Baseball. The official bank of Minor League Baseball. The official bank of Major League Baseball. Bank of America, the official bank of baseball.
Dad, I got an A in advanced physics.
This is very disappointing.
Dad.
You're burning through our wireless minutes again. We need to talk.
Dad, it's just...
This wireless bill is out of control.
Not enough minutes on your family's wireless plan?
10 calls in one day?
Come to T-Mobile, where families get more whenever minutes to share. Nice dress.
Families talk free and get the most whenever minutes.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
There's more good news for those with arthritis pain. According to a recent survey, orthopedic doctors rated Aleve #1 most effective over-the-counter brand for minor arthritis pain. Ask your doctor about the good news. Ask your doctor about Aleve.
Have a good day, honey.
Bye, honey.
I gotta go. See you guys later.
There's nothing routine about it. The 8-passenger pilot from Honda.
November 2nd, That 70s Show returns with more abuse.
Is it the big head thing?
More caboose.
Where's the stripper?
And a little spruce.
Oh, that's hot.
That 70s Show. The new season begins Wednesday, November 2nd on Fox.
The League Championship Series on Fox, sponsored by the Sharp Aquos. There's more to see. By Bank of America, higher standards. By T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Honda, the four-wheel drive, 255 horsepower Pilot, built by Honda. Moments ago, the umpires popped out from behind home plate, and these fans here at Angel Stadium were ready. Voicing their displeasure after that call on the third strike 2 nights ago in Game 2. And now he's down the right field line. Doug Eddings with extra security flanking him as he had when he got off the plane here in Southern California from his flight from Chicago. Baseball fans, grab a cold fresh Budweiser. It's game time. And with it being game time, we look at John Lackey. Now the lineup for the Chicago White Sox. They lead it off with Scott Podsednik. Then it's Taniguchi batting the number 2 spot. Jermaine Dye in right. Paul Konerko cleans up. He has 1 hit and 8 at-bats in this ALCS. Carl Everett, the DH, Aaron Rowand, A.J. Pierzynski, Joe Creedy, and Juan Uribe. You see that bottom note, franchise record and the best road record in the big leagues this year for the White Sox. And here's a good one, Tim, John Lackey.
The difference between the two starters tonight, John Garland of the White Sox had a good start and a poor second half. John Lackey had a poor start and a good second half, 8-1. After the All-Star break, and you're going to see one of the better curveballs in baseball from Lackey tonight.
Podsednik is 2 for 7 in this series. 0 for 1 in the stolen base department, and he is in a hole quickly 0-2. Taguchi to follow, and then Jermaine Dye. And Podsednik is on with a base hit. There's your curveball, and Podsednik wrapped it into right.
You could see Lackey shaking his head. He knew that he hung that curveball to Podsednik. 3 years ago, pitching the Game 7 in the World Series. That's why he has poise, tenacity, a hard, tightly wrapped spinner. That's the curveball. And Joe Torre referring to Lackey in the divisional series as his money guy, but that was a hanger there, Lou.
Too good of a pitch with 2 strikes and no balls. If you'd like to see it from a pitcher's standpoint and bounce the pitch, maybe the hitter will chase it in the dirt.
So now all eyes are on Podsednik at first, and Lackey steps off. Ozzie Guillen has been surprised that for whatever reason, Podsednik has not had much success lately stealing second. In fact, He's more inclined to bunt the runner, Podsednik, to second and let him try and steal third than he is just letting Podsednik try to swipe one here. See if Iguchi's bunting. Yes, and the bunt is perfect. Figgins, 1 out. Sacrifice 5-3 on the putout. Down to second is Podsednik, and keep an eye on him. Let's look at how the Angels cover the field, brought to you by State Farm. Anderson in left, Finley in center, Guerrero in right with that great arm. Figgins, Cabrera, Kennedy, and Erstad around the infield, third to first, and Benji Molina will do the catching. He was the DH in game 2.
You can see Adam Kennedy at second base, very close to Podsednik, who has stolen third 18 of 19 times this year.
Jermaine Dye now. Ball 1. These are the guys, Lou, that you talk about, not just Konerko, but Dye and Everett, trying to drive home runs to start the offense for the White Sox, and the Angels are in the same boat with their big guys in the middle.
Yeah, the middle part of the lineup has to hit for these teams to get going offensively, and they're certainly very capable of it.
Dye into right center field, and the White Sox will take a first inning lead. Podsednik scores easily. It's an RBI double for Dye, and the White Sox strike first here in game 3.
Now that was a good piece of hitting there. He got a pitch out over the plate, didn't try to pull it, stayed with it, drove it right into the right center field gap.
Yeah, not every pitch is a mistake, but the 2 hits by the White Sox in this inning have been mistakes by Lackey. The curveball on the 0-2 pitch to Podsednik, and that ball right out over the outside part of the plate. Good hitting, but poor pitching.
Some of the success that Lackey has had in the postseason has come on short rest. He won game 7 of the 2002 World Series on 3 days rest when he beat the San Francisco Giants. And then, Tim, you were there for game 4 of the divisional series when he pitched so well against the Yankees. In fact, a lot of Angel fans thought that Mike Scioscia yanked him too soon. First pitch is a ball to Konerko, who does not have an RBI in this series.
And Joe, possibly the reason for that is he throws more two-seam fastballs on short rest and tries to get quicker outs, as opposed to trying to overthrow the ball feeling stronger.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Angels had Bird on short rest. Then they had a sick Jared Washburn in game 2. And now they've got a fully rested Lackey, followed by a fully rested Irvin Santana tomorrow. Breaking ball is hanging again, and Konerko ripped it foul.
He does not have bite on the breaking ball so far. The hit by Podsednik, the slider to Jermaine Dye, and now another hanger inside part, and Konerko hits it foul.
You know, with Konerko, you would think that you get him out with breaking balls. You do if you can bounce him, but if you throw him in over the strike zone, he's got pretty good plate coverage. With 2 strikes here, I think you can crowd him a little more with the ball.
Konerko is set up here at a ball and 2 strikes. Everett, the DH, on deck. Down and away. Konerko checked his swing. Count even 2-2. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters updated with the Jermaine Dye RBI double. Just 200 as a group. Really, the production for the White Sox has come in their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Guys like Pierzynski, Creedy, and Uribe. From 1-2 to 3-2, a full count with Everett and then Rowan coming up for the White Sox.
The fish are not biting.
Well, one thing about Lackey, though, he's not going to get rattled out there. He's really matured as a pitcher, especially this past year. Small things used to bother him. Bad umpire's call. Now it doesn't. It's made a big difference in his pitching style.
Breaking ball is hanging, and Konerko bangs it. Left center field and gone. 3-0 White Sox here in the first.
Now the Angels are just not used to seeing this type stuff over the last 3 months from John Lackey. We talked about his effectiveness in the second half of the season. I mean, he is rolling that breaking ball. First to Posednik, and now the 3-2 curve to Konerko right up in his eyes.
Yeah, that ball there just hung right over the middle of the plate.
Now Everett grounds to the right side. Kennedy almost overran it. 2 out. So with 2 down and the bases empty, Rowand will be the hitter. And Konerko, who hit 40 during the regular season, knocked home 100. Gets his 3rd of this postseason.
He knew he got it all, that's for sure.
And AJ is top step cheering.
You know, the breaking ball is a much easier pitch to hit out of the ballpark than the fastball.
That is correct.
Especially when it hangs down the middle of the plate.
There are more mistakes made with breaking balls and off-speed pitches than any other pitch in the game. Fastball's easier to control.
Makes the hitter speed up his bat to get to the ball.
Home runs, not something that Lackey is used to giving up. He allowed only 13 during the regular season. The lowest rate in the American League at just over a half per 9 innings pitched. But Konerko got him. And it's 3-0 White Sox with 2 outs in the top of the first. One to Rowand. Rowand flies one into right, and Guerrero is there. Lou Piniella said a lot of offense tonight. Lou, I'm taking you to Vegas. We're leaving McCarver here. Tim, you got the rest of the night. 3 runs in the first. Hanger, goodbye. White Sox already celebrating up 3-0 after a half in Anaheim.
It's time to discover Lunesta, a sleep aid that can give you and your restless mind the sleep you need. Lunesta helps most people sleep all through the night and works quickly, so take it right before bed. Lunesta is non-narcotic and approved for long-term use. Of course, do not use sleep medicines for extended periods without first talking to your doctor. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Avoid taking Lunesta with alcohol. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ready to catch a great night's sleep? Just climb into bed and leave the rest to Lunesta.
Want the best in wireless? Look no further than your neighborhood Radio Shack. From the best name brand phones to the best wireless carriers, we've got it all. And now, during our Best of the Best wireless sale, get the best for even less. Like this new Verizon Wireless VX5200 camera phone by LG, just $29.99 with new 2-year agreement. You'll also enjoy the best customer service. That's why our sales associates are #1 in wireless customer satisfaction. And why we sell more wireless than any other consumer electronics retailer at Radio Shack.
2 outs in the inning. And there's strike 2 on the bomber. What an epic battle we're witnessing. He digs back in. No, wait. What's he doing? The bomber is calling his shot.
I'm all over that.
He's pointing beyond the outfield fence.
Yeah, buddy.
Are we witnessing history? And there it goes!
Bud Light. Great taste. Great times.
What drives a man to such greatness?
Bud Light, Bud Light, Bud Light. Ooh, and a hot dog.
The League Championship Series on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Smooth and refreshing. Bud Light, great taste for your great time. Take a look at the Angels lineup now. We'll see if John Figgins can get something started for Los Angeles. He leads it off at third, then Cabrera bats second, Vladimir Guerrero in right, Garrett Anderson in left, Benji Molina the catcher, Darren Erstad at first, Juan Rivera is the DH, Steve Finley, and Adam Kennedy. In the series, they have done nothing with runners in scoring position. John Garland, former farmhand for the Cubs, pitching for the White Sox, and it was this year where he is starting to realize his potential. 10th overall pick in '97. Traded for Matt Karchner back in 1998. Figgins trying to dump one down the line. That is foul. Just foul and nearly an extra base hit and a good start for the Angels.
This was close, but just tailing about 6 inches foul.
Right field umpire Doug Eddings is happy that one wasn't hit down his direction.
True.
He would like a nice quiet night down the right field line. After being bombarded with questions on a plane flight with members of the media. Had to have a little mini press conference and baggage claim. We all know they had plenty of time for it. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Figgins. Figgins, Cabrera, and Guerrero against Garland, who was an 18-game winner this year for the White Sox. Late swing and a foul. Scouting report on John Garland.
Key thing is, will the layoff hurt? His last start against Cleveland on Saturday, October 1st. Don Cooper saying also that he will try to pitch left-handed hitters inside.
This is down here. It's 2-2.
Really a good-looking young pitcher, though. He's really matured, come into his own. What is he, about 6'6", 6'7"? Good sinker.
Figgins hits it foul.
Well, the one thing that sinker ball pitchers don't want to have is too much rest. When they have too much rest, they have a tendency to get the ball up in the strike zone. They become too strong, and those were quotes from John Garland.
27-year-old right-hander. Is 2-2 to Figgins. Good at bat by Figgins, a full count. Trying to avoid the strikeout. He has K'd 9 times this postseason. Figgins is on to start the night for the Angels. How do the White Sox cover the field? It's brought to you by State Farm. But Sednick in left, Rowand in center, Dye in right. Creedy, Uribe, Iguchi, and Konerko on the infield third to first, with Pierzynski catching Garland. Garland came up in 2000, won only 4 games, was 4-8, 6-7 the next year. A 500 pitcher until his 18-win campaign here in 2005. Here's Cabrera.
You got to watch Figgins here. Sosa will run even when he's behind in the score.
That's just their game. First pitch, a strike to Cabrera, and there's been 1 steal this postseason in 7 games for Sean Figgins. For the Angels, their first walk of this series. Cabrera trying to go to right. It's 0-2.
I think Mike Sosa would like to do what Ozzie Guillen did. Bunt a runner over in the first inning, but you can't do that when the enemy scores 3 times. You score early, you take the other guys out of the game.
One away. Good pitch. 1 on, 1 out.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Cabrera. You can see Pierzynski holding the mid up. That ball right down the pipe.
It was big news. Been in the Los Angeles Times, a front page picture, when in June of '97, John Garland was the 10th overall pick by the Cubs. Valencia, California, and starred at Kennedy High with Garrett Anderson. 26 years old, 6'6". To answer your question, Lou Piniella.
You know, this warmer weather here should really help Guerrero. He looked stiff in that colder weather in Chicago. It looked like his knees were bothering him. He should swing the bat much better. Shoulder.
1 on, 1 out, ball 1.
Jeannie and Kevin were talking about the ice pack on the left shoulder. And when we visited with the team today before the game, he did have an ice pack on his left shoulder. Having a tough time extending. Doesn't have the reach that he normally would.
It's hard enough playing this game when you're 100%. So when you've got some physical problems, it really hinders what you can do or not do on a baseball field.
One ball, no strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Off the plate, tough play. Iguchi step, throws for the double play. Beautifully done by the rookie, Tadahito Iguchi. Had to wait for the bounce, was right on the bag. Nifty little step and throw, and after 1 in Anaheim, 3-0 White Sox.
I promise.
I promise.
Chevy promises to keep building most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I promise to deliver 9 models that start under 20 grand.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
I promise that we've lowered prices,
added features,
or redesigned 19 models.
I promise to remind you why you got your license in the first place.
That's a Chevy total value promise.
Get it?
Got it.
Let's do 10. 10 it is.
Ready to go? On the way.
See you.
Over 17 million Nextel walkie-talkie users connect coast to coast and country to country in under a second to form the world's largest walkie-talkie network. Now buy one I-265, get one free. Nextel now available from Sprint. Sprint together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
You're quite right in thinking that this is a situation that calls for an absurd British comedy.
Drain the pool, get on your board, and wall plant 3 times. And lose the scarf.
Oh, we never survive. You see, unless we get a little bit crazy.
How's that? Want incredible entertainment experiences in your lap? Get Intel Centrino mobile technology in your laptop.
Okay, we've got a break in the action.
Oh, good. I can play the Grand Slam quiz.
You like these, don't you?
Yeah, as long as there's no math.
Not likely. Okay, who insures more drivers than the other 3 companies combined?
Well, the biggest one.
I think they're looking for something a bit more specific.
Okay, not that one. Definitely not that one. Or that one. I'm going to go with State Farm.
Gee, Bob, how'd you know?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Your specialty.
Well, thank you.
My name is Michael Schofield. 17 days from now, they strap my brother to an electric chair, send 50,000 volts coursing through his body for a crime he didn't commit. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm getting you out of here.
The season's biggest new thriller just keeps getting better.
I can't watch him die. I won't do that.
Prison Break returns Monday, October 24th on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
The White Sox represent the common man. It's old school and new school, and we bring it all together, and we make the 2005 White Sox the best team in the league.
Oh, there's a celebration at the plate.
I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Our Lunesta trivia question, prior to Mike Scioscia, who was the last person to win a World Series as both a player and a manager. Scioscia did it in 81 and 88 with the Dodgers as a player. 2002 with the Angels, as Brzezinski leads it off and takes a strike from John Lackey. 3-0 the White Sox on an RBI double by Dye and a 2-run home run by Konerko. Broken bat, Erstad. 1 away and back to the double play that ended the bottom of the first.
Well, normally it's easier for a shortstop to make this play because he's coming across the bag. But because Iguchi was playing Guerrero toward the bag and Uribe was in the hole, Iguchi was there first. Not only does he make the play, but Uribe, with the thought of getting down, that was very, very nicely turned by Iguchi, and Uribe with an assist.
First pitch is a ball to the number 8 hitter, Joe Creedy. And Kevin Kennedy hit it right on the head, and something we talked about 2 nights ago with regard to that call on the 3rd strike in game 2. It was one thing that the inning was extended, but I thought the at-bat that Creedy had of taking 2 strikes, letting Ozuna steal second, and then ripping the 3rd pitch for the double, along with the pitching of Mark Burley, should be the focus for the White Sox as Creedy is in the hole 1 and 2.
Especially taking the 2nd strike.
And then Escobar, that was really had great movement on that split finger, left one up in the zone, and this guy hit it.
On 1 and 2, Creedy fouls it. Frustrating thing about that whole succession of events is that some people have taken the opportunity to criticize Josh Paul for not tagging Pierzynski on the strikeout. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Creedy stays up there. Even read where somebody wrote that the situation was too big for Josh Paul. That to me is ridiculous.
Nonsense.
Josh Paul came in the 8th inning. The 6 outs that he recorded, 5 were strikeouts, and he knew he caught that last pitch. He tossed it back to the mound, and he's guilty of making a mistake.
Josh Paul's always been a very good defensive catcher.
It's really why he's here. He's not here to hit. He's here to back up the Molina brothers when they have to be lifted for pinch runners.
Exactly.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Creedy is having a good at bat. Uribe on deck. Three-run first as the White Sox came out of the gate swinging after John Lackey, and now another 2-2 pitch. Another good job by Creedy to spoil it.
Lackey's starting to settle down and making much better pitches.
Talked to Ozzie Guillen before the game. He said, yeah, the big guys in my lineup haven't hit, but just like their lineup, you got to worry about the guys around him, and Creedy's been one of the guys that's been producing for Guillen. Look at the swings he's taken on 2 and 2.
Well, a good way to put together a major league lineup is to have speed in the front, some good power in the middle, and then some contact hitting at the back part of the lineup so that you can run a little bit. You can allow people to steal and still put the ball in play with 2 strikes like Creedy did the other day.
The composition in the American League is a lot different than the composition of a lineup in the National League.
No question.
Creedy chops one to Figgins. Pretty good play. 2 out. Let's go to Chris Myers. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Joe, I'm down here near right field, the self-proclaimed rowdiest part of the ballpark for Angel fans, of course, where Doug Eddings is, and there is redistributed security, not necessarily beefed up. One fan had to find a sign that said, out of your mind. Of course, he was booed individually and collectively. In the clubhouse before the game, some Angel players didn't think Eddings should be part of this crew, but when we asked Mike Scioscia, he said, no, I don't mind him in right field. It's time to turn the page.
All right, Chris, with 2 out, nobody on here in the second. Here's Juan Uribe. I like what Scioscia told us about arguing. He said, well, you looked kind of calm when he went out there. He said, calm? I looked calm. He said, I just was unsure how to pick a base out of the post that it's in, like you do, Lou Piniella, and I was scared if I bent over and tried to rip it out, I'd hurt my back.
I'm always the crux of those type of jokes.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
You're misunderstood.
Totally misunderstood. Totally misunderstood.
2 out, nobody on, 1 ball, 1 strike. We could roll the video, but we won't.
Please don't.
Lackey on 1 and 1. 2 balls and a strike.
But the fans were just showing their gamesmanship a little bit to the umpire, that's all.
That's right. Ozzie Guillen even took a shot at you before the game. He said, I can't get away with what you get away with.
He said, Lou, how many times were you ejected this year? Lou said 2. He said, I was ejected 2 times. He said, you were probably fined more. You were fined $1,500, then $3,000, $4,500.
My good friend Bob Watson sort of takes a few liberties when he finds me.
Because you have the reputation.
But I do call him, though, Timmy. I do call him and tell him that it's not fair.
That just cost you a few extra $100.
That's all.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
What's a little money among friends?
Here's the 3-2. Uribe off the end of the bat. Let's go back to Cincinnati.
Oh, Lord. Paul O'Neill. Eric Davis. Who's 41?
Oh, Lord.
That's one base you can't pick up.
Zosha said, I pulled a calf muscle and a hamstring running out to argue this year. And you just keep yours loose by kicking dirt around.
Well, did you see how he tried to frog leap the little fence in Chicago coming out of the dugout?
Oh, yeah. There's a base hit into right field, which unfortunately for Lou means that the inning continues. And it's a 2-out single. Yeah, what did he tell us about that little fence down there?
He said he tried to go over it, but he thought the better of it. He thought he would just fall over it. He's not as nimble, as quick as I am, Joe.
So you would have been right over the fence. And
I think I could have done that, yes. Although probably when that film from Cincinnati was showed, that was about 15 years ago. I think I would have done a better job then than now. But you know what people don't realize is it's not fair. I get kicked out less than most managers in the big leagues. But it just so happens that
it's
when
more
I
fun
do,
to watch you.
Well, that's it.
It's the way you get kicked out and why you get kicked out that's so much fun.
Well, it's that Tampa temper. One on, 2 out. Podsednik, who started the trouble for the White Sox in the first with a hit and a run scored, takes strike 1. Podsednik now has a 9-game hitting streak alive and well against the Angels, dating back into the regular season, obviously. One ball, one strike.
So that was an interesting trade the White Sox made with Milwaukee for Carlos Lee, and it's worked out well for both clubs, particularly the White Sox, because they're here in postseason.
Kind of changed their look a little bit.
Sure did.
Gave him the leadoff guy. Gave him Vizcaíno, who's a good arm out in their bullpen. Back to Lackey. Inning is over. White Sox strand their first of the night. And look at, here's the other side of Lou. Look at that. That's a smile, a little wink. You have to be crazy, he's saying. 3-0 after an inning and a half.
No one ever woke up one morning and said, I just want to be an ordinary musician, or an ordinary tennis player, or writer, or runner. No one ever said, I just want to be an ordinary coach, or even an ordinary scientist. So why the heck would anyone ever say, I just want to be an ordinary investor? At E-Trade Financial, we keep challenging the ordinary to help investors be extraordinary.
If you love the convenience of shopping online, but you want to get a hold of your stuff ASAP, Circuit City makes it simple. Just buy online at CircuitCity.com and choose the in-store pickup option. We're the only place that guarantees your purchase will be ready for pickup in 24 minutes or less. If it's not, we'll give you a $24 gift card. It's that simple. Circuit City.
Hey, batter. Hey, batter.
First base, $58. Second base, 630 pesos. Third base, 300,000 yen. Home, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Fan of the game, wherever there's a game.
Would you kindly tell me what you're doing in the road?
I'm with the help desk. You're lost. You're headed to Fresno.
Fresno, right.
This is the road to Albuquerque.
How'd you know we were lost?
The boxes told me.
The boxes?
RFID radio tags on the cargo. Helps track shipments.
The boxes knew we were lost. Maybe the boxes should drive. Very funny.
There's more good news for those with arthritis pain. According to a recent survey, orthopedic doctors rated Aleve #1 most effective over-the-counter brand for minor arthritis pain. Ask your doctor about the good news. Ask your doctor about Aleve.
Our Lunesta trivia question. Prior to Mike Scioscia, who was the last person to win a World Series as both a player and a manager, Lou Piniella accomplished that with that sweep in 1990 over his buddy Tony La Russa. Cincinnati against Oakland, and of course a winner back in the 70s with the Yankees. So Torrey never got there as a player. He got 4 rings. And then you start thinking about the other guys. Brenly didn't win one with the Giants. Here's a 1-1.
Well, I was fortunate, Joe. I've had good players to manage, and I had excellent teammates to play with. That's a pretty good combination.
Your team in Cincinnati with some of those young players and a guy like Eric Davis who helped get you that 3rd ring of your career. 2-1 pitch. Anderson rips it foul down the right field line.
Yeah, what a player Eric was. Barry Larkin, Paul O'Neill, Chris Sable, Billy Hatcher, Tom Browning, Jose Rijo. What a good group of kids I had over there.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Anderson. 1 for 8 in this ALCS. And he's out in front of it again.
Lou and I were talking about this last night. Garrett Anderson was asked about his home run against Jose Contreras in Game 1. He said the ball was outside. Lou said, well, he bails out so much that ball down and in looks outside to him.
Yeah, he clears his lower hip.
Just like that.
Just like that, exactly. And that's why if you can soften the ball to him away, moving away from him, you're better off than trying to overpower him. But he's an excellent hitter, just a professional hitter and a professional player.
Now Garland misses outside and counts full 3-2. Molina and Erstad will be the next 2 for the Angels, who find themselves down 3 here in the 2nd. Garland got around a leadoff walk in the 1st. And he does go soft to Garrett Anderson. And Garland picks up his 2nd strikeout of the night.
That would have gotten anybody with a 3-0 lead, a 3-2 changeup.
Yeah, especially when you're 6'6", 6'7" up there, you're expecting a nice 92, 93, 94 mile an hour sinker coming your way.
The 1 out. Here is Benji Molina, and 2 left-handed batters talk to each other about what just transpired. Anderson with a strikeout, and Molina, who's 1 for 7 in this series, takes a ball.
Molina's steadily gotten better as a catcher and as a hitter over the past few years.
That offensive output has come at the right time, as he is going to be a free agent at the end of the year. You can't find a sweeter, more talented baseball family in the game today than the Molinas. Benji, his little brother Jose, and their baby brother Yadier Molina. Not only great major league catchers, but very good people and proud Puerto Ricans.
I agree. It reminds me of the Alou family.
Yeah, same type feel.
Yes. They weren't catchers, they were outfielders, but all great ball players.
From the Dominican Republic. And I'm sure Benji's mom and dad watching the game tonight. Benjamin Molina, his father, named all 3 boys Benjamin. You have Benji, and then Jose Benjamin, Yadier Benjamin. So 4 Benjamins in the Molina family.
I'm confused.
They're all Benjamin Molinas.
Little pop-up into shallow left center field. It's all about the Benjamins.
Why are you confused? It's the truth.
Just joking, Tim.
Okay.
If it was George, he'd understand it a little better. Like Foreman. So you have 7 kids all named George?
Yeah, 7 of 15.
There's Jose kicking back in the bullpen, and here is Darren Erstad, who is 2 for 7. And in the postseason, hitting .296. He's never had a postseason where he's hit under 300. And he has sure displayed a terrific glove over at first here in October. First pitch, a 93 mile an hour fastball for a strike.
Yeah, this guy I like as a player. He comes to the ballpark to play every day. He's serious, he's got tenacity, and he wants to beat you.
He rips one into right down the line. It's a fair ball, and Erstad will have at least 2. Dye digs it out. Erstad is going to try to get to third. Iguchi's throw. That was a no-no. Darren Erstad trying to do too much. Just made the final out at third base with his team down by 3. Mike Scioscia with bad marks on that play by Erstad. After 2, 3-0 Chicago.
2 patties, cheese, lettuce, tomato.
Extra pickles. Real juicy. Lots of cheese and tomato.
Double with bacon. The works.
Double extra cheese.
That's me.
Triple beef.
Ketchup, mustard.
The Triple H burger.
Hamburger. Whose burger?
The Dave burger.
The burger. My burger.
What if the air were clean again? Would the grass be greener? Would you travel further? Would you live longer? Would the day never end? Would you see forever? If the air were clean again. What if all cars released 80% fewer smog-forming emissions? Hybrid Synergy Drive from Toyota. The power to move forward.
For a limited time, systems with Intel Pentium D processors and a 19-inch flat panel start at $999. XPS, the ultimate Dell PC.
On Fox NFL Sunday, Eli and Plax talk about what's made them an unstoppable combo. Then the first-place Giants take on Bledsoe and the Cowboys. Fox NFL Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, this week in HD.
Darren Erstad takes his position, and Lackey goes back to work. Iguchi slaps at it and fouls it down the right field line.
The one thing we've had in this series, bad base running by good base running. Erstad, a very good base runner, but the very quick and strong throw of Iguchi got him. In fact, the slide, he didn't even make it to third base. In game 2 in the second inning, it was Aaron Rowan, the center fielder of the White Sox. Bad play by Guerrero. Overthrows 2 cutoff men. And the throw getting away, but only a very quick play by Rob Quinlan, the third baseman, to get Aaron Rowan. So this 3-game series so far has shown some very, very poor judgment on the part of both teams' base runners.
1 ball, 1 strike on Iguchi, and now strike 2.
And these guys are trying hard to make things happen.
Can't force it, though.
I agree.
Now, as again keeps talking about, you know, you've got to play the game the way you played it during the season. You can't think the playoffs. You have to do something more. It's tough not to do that. It's tough.
On 2-2, low, 3-2. The White Sox have already extended Lackey. We talked about that at bat Creedy had in the second. Lackey had 39 pitches through 2 innings, and now Iguchi is up there trying to battle. Leading it off, he rips a base hit into left. That pitch was up. Everything has been up. It's been hit and hit hard by the White Sox. Our game summary is brought to you by Verizon Wireless VCast. And already as we play in the 3rd inning, we've seen Konerko with a 2-run shot in the first. 3rd home run of the postseason. The White Sox with 3 runs in the 1st inning, 4 runs in the first 2 games. And back in the first, a hanging breaking ball that Lackey wished he could bring back. Way out by Konerko. Followed an RBI double by Jermaine Dye, who's at the plate now. Ball one. Dye is now 7 for 27 lifetime against Lackey. And he's really been the barometer by which you can measure the White Sox success this year. Good pitch. There's a better breaking ball. Dye in the 91 wins for Chicago when he was playing drove in 72 runs. In the 59 losses where he was in the lineup, he drove home only 15. And tonight he has an RBI double and a run scored. That's foul, but hit hard. Strike two.
See Molina's target set up inside. Lackey hit it. Dye pulled it foul. Give you an idea about the White Sox lineup. They won 99 games and did not have a hitter score 100 runs. That is very, very unusual.
That's down and in, 2-2. Three, 4, 5 hitters already better returns compared to the first two games. Dye waits for a 2-2 pitch from Lackey. Inside, off the plate, full count. And Lackey, the Angels wanted that call. They don't get it.
Molina once again setting up inside.
Yeah, they're trying to pitch and Dye inside, and he's just missing with that ball in there. I think the runner will be going with the pitch here. Higuchi.
Nobody out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Lackey thinks the same. So he checks on the runner. Third start this postseason for John Lackey. Already up to 50 pitches here in the third inning. Angels love their bullpen, but they don't want to dip into it too early. Runner goes, pitches a ball, and the first 2 are on. First walk handed to the White Sox tonight. And their big bat, Canerco's coming up with 2 on and nobody out. Canerco, 40 home runs during the regular season, 3 this postseason. And with this series tied at a game apiece, and the White Sox already up 3-0, he has a chance to add to it.
Well, obviously what the Angels need here is a double play ball, so good sinker down in the zone, inducing Canerco to hit into a ground ball is what Lackey wants.
This one right down the chute, 92 miles per hour, strike 1. Infielder shortened up a bit, looking for the double play ball. 1-1. Let's go to Chris Myers.
Joe, Paul Canerco describing himself as an intense hitter. Goes over video. If he goes 0 for 4, his teammates don't go near him. If he goes 4 for 4, he's still trying to improve on things. But he says he always does a crossword puzzle to kind of loosen himself up. And tonight he was hoping to have the Angels 2 down, 1 across.
Here's a foul ball off the left foot of Canerco. And it will run the count to 1-2.
That's an odd way to loosen up a crossword puzzle.
Puts you to sleep.
It gets you to relax a little bit. Get your mind off baseball prior to the game. I do crossword puzzles before the ball game, and it's really helped me.
Helped you relax?
Help me relax, and at the same time, it's given me a few new words in my vocabulary.
Feel free to spring them on us at any time. 2 on with nobody out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lackey trying to find a way out of this mess. That's one pitch to help him. A strikeout is his first of the night.
That might be the best pitch Lackey's made in this game. Fastball right on the corner. He buzzes by Konerko.
Talk about a guy in John Lackey who has really matured not only on the mound but physically matured. His body is filled out. And the big 6'6" right-hander brings it to Everett, who floats one into left field. Iguchi will come home and score. It's 4-0 White Sox as Everett chips in with his first RBI of the series. A hit, a walk, a strikeout, and a flare hit by Everett to make it 4-0 Chicago.
I don't think anybody in the American League starts his swing with his right foot as close to home plate as Carl Everett. He's almost out of the batter's box, but then in the process of swinging, he opens up those hips, as Lou was saying Garrett Anderson does, and he floats one in to left field. You've got to pitch Everett inside. He loves that ball away.
Well, one thing about Everett, too, even though he clears on the bottom, he really stays square on top, and that's really the secret.
Now Rowan chops one foul off the plate.
Take two hitters. Everett, with his right foot close to the plate, opens up. Rowan, with his left foot toward third base, closes down on the pitch. Two completely different styles of hitting. Carl Everett and Aaron Rowan. Here's Everett. Close stand. Opens up for a hit.
Usually the rule of thumb is the guy that starts open and closes, you would like to pitch inside. The guy that starts with his real close and opens up, you want to stay away from a little bit.
1-1 pitch is fouled. And now Rowan is in the hole 1-2. We saw Everett in that game on a Saturday afternoon a few years ago at Fenway Park. And the umpire was Ron Kolpa, who's right behind him at first base right now, ready to work the plate tomorrow night when he snapped at home plate, and those two went after each other. A lot of that had to do with being too close to the plate and out of the batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. 2 hits and a walk in the inning. A run for the White Sox. Full count from Lackey.
He's had a lot of full counts tonight, Tim. He's struggling a little bit with his command.
But his breaking ball is not sizzling. It's not tightly wrapped. Not a late break to it. It's floating. Made a lot of mistakes with his off-speed stuff.
He's had 4 full counts, and he's had a total of 61 pitches, and he only has picked up 1 out in the 3rd. A 3-2 pitch to Aaron Rowan. Line drive, 1 out, 2 out. Bad break for the White Sox. Good break for the Angels. That ball was a rocket. Hit to Cabrera, on to Kennedy. A run for Chicago. Bottom of the 3rd in Anaheim. It's 4-0 White Sox.
Oh, the happy, happy, sunny, sunny, verdant, glowing dales, where the sweetest, Johnny Weather's ever there prevails, where the sunshine lingers on the grand majestic hill, on that happy, sunny side of life.
You forgot this in the middle.
What did I forget?
The second verse.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
That's all right. Nobody knows the difference.
Find out what it feels like when the job you're looking for finds you. Employers search Monster every day. So post your resume and let employers find you.
With so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal Television? From Sharp.
The new, intimidating Mitsubishi Raider. Available 230 horse V8 and the most towing capacity in its class. Mitsubishi, driven to thrill.
Steven!
Oh, I was just hungry.
Mother's dinner not good enough for you?
Sorry.
Oh, you're darn right you're sorry.
Everyone wants the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich, zesty marinara, melted cheese, only at Subway restaurants.
Well, the rally monkey jumping up and down, and everybody dancing all around. You can feel that magic when the angels play.
Ball game over. Angels win it.
I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Little Red Hot Chili Peppers for you as we move to the bottom of the third inning. 4-0, the White Sox out in front. And John Garland has worked well, allowed the one hit. But Erstad was erased, trying to turn a 2-out double into a 2-out triple. And Juan Rivera, the DH, first up. Finley and Kennedy will follow. Defensive swing. And the first out of the inning. This week on Fox NFL Sunday, the Giants take on the Cowboys. Good battle in the NFC East, or the Falcons travel to San Antonio to take on the Saints. Our other regional action. It all begins with a pregame show as the guys take a look at the Giants' new dynamic duo of Eli Manning and Plexico Burress. Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Who do you root for, Lou? You Buccaneers fan, being from Tampa?
Yeah, I root for John Gruden and his Bucks. They got off to a good start this year. They're 4-1. They play the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, so that should be an exciting ball game down there in Florida.
There's a strike to Finley, and they've got a running back, Cadillac Williams, who is just a superstar ready to be born. He is legit.
He is legit. Durable. He's done a great job. Got a wonderful, wonderful attitude. He's been extremely productive. Gruden really likes it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Finley at the plate. Kennedy on deck, and Finley shattered his back. Off the pitcher, Garland to the shortstop for the out. 1-6-3 on the putout, and Uribe used that good arm to get Finley.
Yeah, and he didn't give up on the ball. He kept coming. A lot of times shortstops will lay back on a ball like that, but it's right off the glove of John Garland, trying to use all 6'6" of his reach. Bat splattering into your living room. Fielded nicely by Uribe, and in one motion throws out Finley. Nicely done.
It's been really good shortstop play by both teams in this series.
Ozzie Guillen stayed with Uribe this year, and this is the first year in an Angels uniform for Orlando Cabrera, who just shines this time of year. And Cabrera's double play partner, Adam Kennedy, who's also a good postseason player, waits for a 1-0. Takes a strike. And that little musical chairs with the shortstop positions. With regard to players, Renteria ended up from St. Louis going to Boston. Cabrera left Boston, ends up in Anaheim. And the shortstop here, David Eckstein, is the table setter and the mood changer for the St. Louis Cardinals, and beloved in the city of St. Louis for good reason.
They all ended up in postseason. It's amazing.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Kennedy. 2-2.
Joe, you were at that game last night. The game won by the Houston Astros. What about Roy Oswalt last night? I mean, he was blowing.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
He was throwing. Everything was working, and he seems like he's in a different league. Not a big guy, but watching him from down low, it's just he gets everything he's got in his body behind the pitch. He bounces his hand, starts his windup, and was throwing 94, 95 all night.
Reminds me a lot, for a frail frame like he has, of Billy Wagner, the closer of the Phillies.
A looping line drive caught by Uribe off the bat of Kennedy and Garland. Those 12 days of rest and all the worry about it has faced the minimum. That's where we are. Does that make you jealous? 4-0 after 3.
Men love trucks. Chevy trucks. Why? Because when the pavement ends, so do the excuses. Enter the 2006 Silverado Z71 with off-road tuned suspension, and unlike Ford or Dodge, an automatic rear locker that lets you grip and go where others might think twice. Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Long live the truck.
You challenged everything that came before you, and nothing looked or felt or sounded the same way again. That was you then. And the great thing is, that's still you now. We are the personal advisors of Ameriprise Financial, the next generation of American Express financial advisors. Because a generation as unique as this needs a new generation of personal financial planning.
Dude, you said 2:30. I called and texted. You didn't get any of my messages? You guys are killing me. That's your network? Yes. Yes, it is. Is that your network? Yeah. Well, this is awkward.
There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And only Verizon Wireless is America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Cool.
What's the coolest way for people on the move to pay for gas and convenience items? Speed Pass.
Cool. Really cool.
How do we know? We're drivers too. Link Speed Pass to a credit or check card you already use, and you can make one of the cool moves Ryan Newman does.
The League Championship Series on Fox, sponsored by Speed Pass. Use it at Exxon and Mobil. It's the coolest way to pay. By Verizon Wireless, it's the network. By the personal advisors of Ameriprise Financial. And by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American revolution. Off we go into the 4th inning. 4-0, the White Sox out in front. Bottom 3 in the lineup. A.J. Pierzynski takes a strike over the outside corner.
I'm sure that Mike Scioscia and Bud Black are starting to get concerned with the pitch count of Lackey here.
63 at the moment. Pitch number 64 is popped down the left field line. Garrett Anderson can't get there. And the count's 0-2. A lot of people look at the way Anderson runs. Very laid back style, and they say, well, he should have gotten there and made that play. And when the ball was hit with that height on it, I mean, he only ended up about 4 feet away from it.
Well, he had to go a long way for the ball, first of all. You know, I saw him this summer and last year play center field from time to time, and believe it or not, he does a darn good job in center field. He's quicker than he looks.
Fans around here were critical somewhere. That's a foul ball after that 2-out 3-run double by Robinson Cano got over his head in game 1 of the divisional series.
That ball was hit pretty well, and you don't expect Cano to drive the ball to the opposite field as well as he did. Now, Cano's got some nice power, but most of it is to the pull field, right field.
A lot of people were talking about how Anderson was playing too shallow. I didn't think that. Ball didn't have any hang time. Line drives get over outfielders' heads, fly balls don't. You position yourself to where, and Lou, you would know that, to where you can get back on fly balls, not line drive.
Pierzynski is the second strikeout victim for Lackey in the first out here in the 4th.
Good fastball to get Pierzynski.
Time for our WebMD health update. We look at the lower back of Reggie Sanders, a strained lower back. Here's your song, Tim. Game 2 of the NLCS. Last night. Here's a fly ball into right off the bat of Creedy into the glove of Guerrero. You can check out your own symptoms as well and learn more about common sports injuries at symptom.webmd.com. And that was the play. Tony La Russa, after the game, describing it. His team doctor, George Paletta, said it was like he was in a train wreck and every part of his body hurt. And his status for tomorrow's start against Roger Clemens and the Astros is undecided.
It's quite a spill.
Yeah, it looked bad. It looked like, almost like there was whiplash involved with his head snapping back to the ground.
Yeah, and it was on the warning track. At least if it had happened on the grass, it would have padded it just a little bit.
You look at what he had done in the postseason in his career prior to this season, and this year he has carried that lineup with 12 RBIs. Has 10 in the division series against the Padres. Uribe pops it up. That is exactly what Lackey needed, a quick and easy fourth inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Angels will have the top of their lineup. They trail the White Sox 4-0.
Better health. Sometimes it's in the genes, but as often as not, it's connected to the quality of the information you have at hand. And that's what makes WebMD America's most trusted health information source. It's a place where people find information they could never get their hands on before, where doctors discover new and better ways to care for their patients. A place where everyone can make the connection between better information and better health. WebMD.
Sprint Business is reinventing the yes man, so you can say yes to business when and where it happens. Because business today happens everywhere. And now that Sprint and Nextel have come together, you can work more efficiently from almost anywhere and make your business more competitive. In fact, Sprint is now the #1 wireless provider to business, so I guess you can call me a yes man. Although I prefer yes woman.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
Three climate zones.
How's he doing back there?
3 rows of seats. So everyone can travel in comfort.
He's fine.
The all-new 7-passenger Jeep Commander. It's your world. Take command.
Little brother, first bowl, always Alfredo.
Meat sauce.
Alfredo!
Hey, 5 cheese marinara.
Where'd you see that?
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl with new 5 cheese marinara. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $7.95. Have all you want.
With so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the ALCS Liquid Crystal Television? From Sharp.
Fox Friday. Get your thrill on.
He's stalking his next human sacrifice.
The executive producer of CSI is taking on San Francisco's most bizarre cases.
We got identical twins.
What?
With identical murders.
When you're solving the country's most deviant crimes.
What is that?
You gotta trust your instincts. Killer Instinct.
That's deviant.
Returns with all new episodes 1 week from tonight on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
So far, very good for John Garland. 1 hit, 1 walk. But he's had a double play turn behind him. He's had a double. And Erstad thrown out trying to stretch it to 3. So the top of the order in the 4th. 4-0 White Sox. And Sean Figgins, who walked his first time, is jammed, and that's out number 1. Bud Black is the pitching coach for Mike Scioscia, and he joined us during the last break. Well, Bud, I know you guys in the dugout were happy to see that quick, economical inning for John Lackey. Are you concerned about his pitch count at this point?
Well, a little bit. You know, obviously we want John to give us some innings, but more importantly, you know, we want him to put up some zeros. He's put up a couple, and they scratched 1 last inning. So hopefully we can come back here.
Bud, how do you stop a guy like Lackey from throwing that rolling curveball during a game? What's your advice?
Well, it's tough. You got to make him finish the pitch. That's the main thing. You know, most hanging curveballs either a combination of an overthrow or you're not finishing. So I prefer the hard finish at the end on every breaking ball.
I know you like your bullpen, but you don't want to go to it too early.
Well, we've been to it these first 2 games, we'd like to hold off as long as we can, but hey, it's not a perfect world.
Bud, thanks for your time.
Okay, guys.
And you can see why every time we visit with Bud Black. Mike Scioscia and the Angels are thrilled to have him instructing their pitchers. And you said it earlier, I think game 1, Lou, that he has managerial candidate written all over him.
He sure does. Really composed, really knows what he's talking about. Good baseball man.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Nasty pitch, and the 3rd strikeout for John Garland.
There's that rolling curveball we were talking about with Bud on a 3-2 count. Now it hangs right around the letters. There's really no bite, and that's what Bud was talking about, that Lackey wasn't finishing his pitches, reaching for his left shoe. That's what pitchers, that's one of the terms they use when they talk about finishing that curveball, because if you don't, it ends up in a hitter's eyes, and they get hurt.
Yeah, that ball had hit me, written all over it.
Lee Smith.
And Konerko hit it.
Lee Smith used to say, I flipped that ball up there, and one side said hit me, and the other side said hard.
What a pitcher Lee Smith was.
Well, he's the all-time saves leader.
Yeah.
2-0 the count on Vladimir Guerrero, who bounced into a double play. Nicely turned by Gucci his first time up. And he's jammed off Garland's foot. And no play. Base hit.
Well, with the hockey season just opening, John Garland with a skate save. And an infield hit for Guerrero.
I'll tell you, he's jamming a lot of these Angel hitters.
He is.
Here's a guy who could get the Angels right back in the game with one swing. Garrett Anderson coming up. If you look at a low angle of Garland sticking that foot out. Garrett Anderson, his first time up. Lou was talking about trying to get him out with soft stuff away, and that's exactly how Garland got him to start the 2nd. But here's a guy who could cut the lead in half.
Very capable.
3 homers this postseason. Strike 1. Chris?
Joe, John Garland and Garrett Anderson went to the same high school at different times. Kennedy High School in nearby Granada Hills, California. Anderson went 7 years earlier, but said Manny Alvarado, who coached both of them, told Anderson when he went back for alumni gatherings, hey, this Garland kid will be in the big leagues one day. They have a special bond that they talk every once in a while. Tonight, though, there was no time for reminiscing.
And tonight, Anderson is 0 for 2 against Garland, who went to Kennedy High School. A little squirter off to the left. Again, an off-speed delivery, and Anderson out in front. Lackey back to work. 4-0 White Sox after 4. Back after this from your local station.
Tonight.
I'm Corey McFerrin. We've got all the pictures, reaction, plus analysis from Jack McDowell.
And Chief Alanowick fights back. The University of Illinois appeals what it says is an unfair NCAA ruling. Plus, Rick DeMaio's forecast after the game.
Touran has more horsepower than BMW X3 2.5, more stars than Ford Escape, more passenger room than Jeep Liberty, and more looks than all of them combined. The first ever Pontiac Touran, now with Pontiac's total value promise. Get more without paying more.
The first ever Touran starts at $21,990 after available cash back. See your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Pontiac dealer.
Cinnamon and vanilla come together in delicious new vanilla spice flavored coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Suddenly vanilla seems pretty exciting. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back. Try new toasted almond flavored coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. In a nutshell, it's delicious. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back.
I'm Graham. I live in New York. I learned poker at Bodog.net. We all work hard and play hard.
But learning Texas Hold'em, that should be easy. Pocket threes? Don't worry. A few months ago, I had no idea what it meant either. That's when I learned to play poker, online at bodog.net. Just like the open road. It's fun, fast, and it's always free.
Phone, TV, TSL. Bundle up and save with SBC services and have it all for under $75 a month. The reliability of SBC local service, digitally delivered satellite TV, and high-speed internet, all for under $75 a month. Add our singular wireless service and the savings just get better. Only one call to make, only one bill to pay. Call or log on now and get phone, TV, TSL.
John Lackey will try to pick up where he left off. A quick fourth inning, and he deals to Podsednik, top of the order. Scott shows a bunt, takes a ball low. Podsednik, then Iguchi, who's had a nice night, and Jermaine Dye, who's been on base twice and knocked in a run.
What an advantage when you can bunt like Podsednik can. Look at your infielders, how shallow they are. So much easier to drive a ball through the infield.
American League All-Star this year, first year with the White Sox, is 2-0. Lackey hits the outside corner, 2-1. Still in on the corners, and Podsednik takes ball 3. So we heard Bud Black say it's not a perfect world, and if some action starts for the White Sox here in the 5th inning, you can expect their bullpen to get busy. Lackey does not have his best stuff here tonight. 3-1 the count. Podsednik may have chased one, and a good pickup by Figgins, 1 out. Playing in to guard against the bunt, and that ball got on him in a hurry. 1 away.
That's what, again, as Lou was saying, you draw that third baseman in, try to spank it by him. But a fine play by Figgins to get Podsednik. Looked like it may have gotten in the lights, too.
I think that happened to Alex also on that ground ball, that chopper that was hit to him.
Here's a line drive, base hit for Iguchi. Into left center field, and that ball's going to go all the way to the track. Iguchi is content with a double, and a good play by Finley to keep him to a double with 1 out here in the 5th.
Talking to Ozzie Guillen before this series started, and he was raving about Iguchi and saying that he could be a 5th or a 6th hitter easily. Great pop. We've seen a terrific relay throw by him tonight. A couple of hard hit balls and a sacrifice. He's everywhere.
What a positive impact these Japanese players have had on Major League Baseball. I know in Seattle I was fortunate. I had Ichiro over there and Sasaki.
1 on, 1 out, and a strike over the inside corner.
But they're very disciplined. They know how to play.
Well, Iguchi was a middle-of-the-order guy in Japan, and we're starting to believe Ozzie Guillen that he could do it here. Had no problem making the adjustment, and as far as rookies are concerned in the American League, look at where he ranks.
He's the oldest 31-year-old rookie.
Dye takes over but low, a ball and a strike. Lackey wanted that, didn't get it.
Well, I hope possibly he wins it then, Tim. I think I'm the oldest rookie of the year in the American League at age 25.
In 1969 with Kansas City?
Yeah, let's take that distinction off my record.
You don't like that?
Well, I like the rookie of the year. I wish it had been at 22, 23.
Well, what was Ichiro? Ichiro was rookie of the year.
That's true.
So you're off the hook already.
I'm off the hook already. I'm sorry.
So
maybe
relax.
that was American player.
I can relax now.
It was American players.
Yes. Yes.
Guys from the Tampa area who were rookies of the year.
There you go. There you go.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Dye. Konerko on deck. He has homered and struck out. Gucci at second, 1 away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Dye is gone. Foul tip hung on to by Molina. 2 out.
Molina sticking with the hard stuff to Dye. Gucci again hitting that rolling fastball. That was hit by Konerko, Podsednik to lead off the game. That's really what you have to do. Sometimes from a catching standpoint, you try to bring the curve along. And then if it's not there by the middle innings, you have to change your routine. You have to throw fastballs to fastball hitters.
You have to find what's working.
Or I would imagine you find yourself catching somebody else.
Right, right.
Konerko fouls away strike 1.
You know, you look at this White Sox lineup, Podsednik, Gucci, Dye, just some of the good moves that the White Sox general manager, Kenny Williams, has made over the past couple years to put this team together. These are not homegrown guys.
And some guys who have come with some baggage with them, including the man pictured there, Pierzynski. Ian makes it work, and Konerko shoots one into center. Gucci coming, the throw by Finley. Hits the mound. It's 5-0 White Sox in the 5th. And down to second is Konerko. He has 3 RBIs tonight.
And again, it appeared to be a lazy slider. Nope, it was a fastball. Konerko right back through the middle. And a fine throw by Finley, but it hits the back of the mound. And Konerko takes advantage of it and goes to second base.
Boy, that's a tough throw from center field to get it over the pitcher's mound.
Konerko easily down to second, with Everett digging his way in. 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI single. The White Sox lead by 5. First 2 starts this postseason, dominant. Tonight struggling, and Greg is trying to get ready. This ball is well hit into left. Anderson on the track to end the inning. But another run for the White Sox. A 2-out RBI hit by Konerko. Big night for the cleanup man for the White Sox, who lead by 5.
Ride in the car, take me ride in the car, take you ride in the car. I want to go ride in the car. Click, clack, open up the front door. Click, clack, open up the back door. Front, back, clickety, clack, riding in my car. Engine it goes, turn my keys, step on the starter. I want to blow the horn, I'm gonna let you blow the horn. Hoorah,
Absolutely. We have free checking with direct deposit, so you can pay your bills and get your money however you want, without paying us.
Even if I get cash from a Bank of America ATM 100 times a month?
That would be free.
Even when I pay my bills online?
It's free. You can pay almost any bill.
So if I had 65 bills...
As many as you want.
Oh, and if somebody uses my debit card, if it gets stolen or something?
You're covered.
Free checking plus.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
From Bank of America. Higher standards.
Family Guy may be taking a break, but Stewie's still busy perfecting his plan for total world domination.
Help! Somebody! I'm blacking out!
Family Guy. All new episodes return Sunday, November 6th on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Work as we move into the bottom of the 5th inning, and Benji Molina will lead it off for the Angels. It'll be Molina, Erstad, and Rivera for Los Angeles, and it's 5-0 behind the terrific pitching of John Garland. First pitch of ball.
Garland seems to me like he's throwing a very heavy ball.
Two-seam fastball, and on the hands of the right hand is another one.
Uribe has plenty of time to get Molina one out. We had a chance to visit, and we will hold for a moment on the interview with Don Cooper. And now a little conversation we had just moments ago. Hey, Don Cooper, it's Joe Buck in the booth. We want to ask you about John Garland. You have to be thrilled with how he's pitched so far.
Absolutely. You know, he was a little concerned about the time he had off and would he be too strong. But I think that energy is a good energy if you can control it.
So if he was concerned about it with that look on your face, you don't seem like you were too worried about it.
I thought he was going to be fine. You know, he's throwing the ball well on the sidelines, a simulated game that we have. It was more, I think, anxious anxiety to get things going more than anything else.
Let's talk about your bullpen and about what you have down there, because your starting pitching's been so good. We haven't seen much of them yet. What do you expect out of your bullpen tonight?
Hopefully very little. Hopefully John can supply what we're looking for. And that's what we're looking for, all our starters, to give us the bulk of the work, and certainly the bullpen pick up whatever's left over. We got Bobby Jenks at the tail end. Physical stuff is outstanding. But more importantly than that, for a 24-year-old guy up from AA, his poise and his composure is good. We've got Neil Kotz, had an outstanding season for us, left-hander. Damaso Marte, who struggled from time to time, but he's still got good stuff. And we expect him to get the job done when he gets a chance to get in there.
You're welcome for the lob, and I can tell with your accent you're from Georgia.
Exactly, somewhere.
He is from New York. And a guy who had a brief stay with the Yankees.
That got him with that question.
He had an answer, but our audio cut out. Said when he put on the Yankee uniform for the first time, he had tears in his eyes. And a guy who's been in this organization for the White Sox for 18 years, it leads to easy speculation as Erstad strikes out with the retirement, at least from the Yankees, on the part of Mel Stottlemyre after the division series was over, that Don Cooper would be somebody the Yankees would be interested in. But I think Cooper feels a debt of gratitude to the Chicago White Sox organization, and he and Ozzie Guillen have a good thing going.
Ozzie was kidding him before the game, saying, oh, he's a big celebrity now. He's going to New York. Mel Stottlemyre retired. He's going to New York.
I'll tell you this, a manager's best friend is his pitching coach. First of all, he handles 12 out of the 25 players on the team, and there aren't very many managers that can teach a pitcher how to throw a curveball, a slider, a changeup. So when you have a good pitching coach, you stick with them. Look at Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan, how long they've worked together and so successfully. In St. Louis and in Oakland with the White Sox, Stottlemyre and Joe Torre.
Leo Mazzoni and Bobby Cox.
Another excellent example.
1-2 now on the DH Rivera. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. And Garland, even though we did that interview with Don Cooper prior to the start of this half inning, is doing exactly what he's done his first 4 half innings, going right after hitters. He's walked 1, struck out 4, and allowed 2 hits. Like he's 9 feet tall from that angle. And he gets Rivera looking. Garland in total control to this point. And Rivera discusses strike 3 with Ted Barrett. 6th inning, game 3. White Sox up 5-0.
Introducing the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich from Subway restaurants. Tender chicken, zesty marinara sauce, melted cheese on toasted freshly baked bread. The new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich. Molto delicioso. Subway. Eat fresh.
Fantasy football fans, play the Lay's Playmaker Combo Challenge. When you buy Lay's potato chips as part of a fresh value meal from a Subway restaurant, you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 40. Trips to Super Bowl 40 awarded weekly. Come into a Subway restaurant or visit NFL.com for details.
High definition TV, amazing picture quality.
Things that are good.
High speed internet, faster downloads.
Things that are great.
Sports, Satellite dishes.
Things that should be removed?
Next. A free library of on-demand movies.
Things you'd give your right arm for?
Yes. HDTV, high-speed internet.
Things that are...
free on-demand movies.
Things that are Comcast.
Yeah! Oh, my God!
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tongs. I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsid Complete. I told him only Pepsid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on a spicy dumpling. Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with a powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
The League Championship Series on Fox is sponsored by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American revolution. New pitcher here in Anaheim. And we haven't seen him yet during the postseason. Kevin Gregg, you saw him, Lou Piniella, during the regular season, and a guy you like.
Nice job. Very composed out there. He's got a funny throwing delivery. He opens up really quick, but he throws strikes. He's got a nice little split finger, and he's been very effective for the Angels. There's that open delivery he's got.
The delivery of Gregg, I'm sure, had 65 pitching coaches along the way try to tell him to change his delivery, and here he is in the big leagues. First thing that Sosha talked about. Never really closes that left hip. Just keeps it pointed toward the batter, and he gets Rowan to ground to Figgins. One away, and it's time for our Pepsi Fan Cam here in Southern California.
California's been good to me. Hope it don't fall into the sea. Sometimes you got to trust yourself. It ain't like anywhere else. It ain't like anywhere else. It's time to roll.
Pierzynski fouls it away. You catch any theme to that little piece of video, Lou? That was Tom Petty, but the focus of our cameras consistently on some of the ladies in the crowd here tonight.
And very pretty ladies.
Yes. We'll just leave it at that. There's no need to say anything. 1 ball, 1 strike. You'll find our camera operators doing that quite a bit. If you were to see our offline pictures, it would be a different sort of telecast. Strike 2 on Pierzynski, who was booed when he was announced to the crowd here at Angel Stadium prior to the game, because he's the guy who ran down to first in game 2.
And Joe, your question to me on our opening, whether the White Sox would capitalize on that momentum here. I'm not sure they've done that, but they have certainly taken it to the Angels tonight. Well, behind the strong pitching of John Garland.
And your point was the other side of it, the pitching of John Lackey, and John Lackey just didn't have his better stuff tonight that we've seen this postseason already. It's a full count on Pierzynski.
It was a good move by manager Mike Sosha to pull him after 5 innings and use his bullpen a little bit. He'll be stronger the next time out.
If there is a next time out.
Pierzynski grounds to Cabrera. 2 down.
You know,
an 83 pitch night, guys, tonight for Lackey.
Yeah, what can happen to a pitcher? He's pitched twice on 3 days rest, and all of a sudden he gets more rest, and now tonight he didn't have his good stuff. But I think you get him back on a regular turn, he'll be much better the next time.
Creedy now, he is 0 for 2. knocked home the game winner in Game 2.
I'll tell you, the one thing we did not talk about was how excited that Chicago crowd was after that White Sox win the other night. It was like they had won at least the league championship, perhaps the World Series. I don't think in my experience I've seen a crowd that excited after a win in postseason, unless it was to win the league championship or the World Series.
Well, it was a big win for them. They didn't want to come here to Anaheim where they'd struggled down 0-2.